Hello and welcome to another live stream with Hoodzpah. I am one of your hosts, Amy.
And I am B.
And we are two parts of Hoodzpah Design. Actually, we dropped design a couple years ago, but I still sometimes say it. We are Hoodzpah. We're just Hoodzpah, like Madonna or Pink or Retta. Single name only. And we are a type design and brand identity studio based out of Southern California. Disneyland is our home, and we love it here. How's everybody doing in the chat? What's up? Tell us where you're from. Tell us what's up.
We've got Katie Elric and Jefferson Miller, Alexandra Ekstrom.
What's up,
Chloe.
y'all? How's it going?
Working and designing.
Jefferson Miller, I love your avatar. Those colors are everything. Wow, that's awesome. It's like one of those old couches from the 70s that was like...
With the flowers?
Yes! And it's like velvet plush.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love those. Yeah, we love it. We love it. Katie Elric, what's up, everybody? A lot of freelancers in the house. How's it going?
And Ronnie's back, and Yarlin.
Oh, Ronnie was like, he tweeted out the other day, he was like, I think we're overdue for a Hoodzpah live stream. And I was like, we give the people what they want here. So, your wish is my command.
Jessica, what's up, girl?
Jessica from Brazil.
Yep.
What's up? Daniel Nesbitt. Ooh, San Jose, Austin. All over the place. I love that. New Hampshire. Oh my gosh, New Hampshire.
Texas. Belfast.
Belfast, Northern Ireland. Ben Conley. That is the most Irish name I've ever heard. Ben Conley. Love it. Love it.
Albuquerque,
Cambridge. We love to hear it. We love to hear it.
We love to see it. We love to hear it.
Oh, and Chris Von Bursk and Lindo. We've got some of our Fabus course peeps in the house. We love y'all. Okay, so today it's very exciting because sometimes we're not able to share real client work, but today we're doing a real client project with real stakes, people. This isn't just make something that looks cool that we want. This is high stakes. The client has to like it. The client has to approve it. So we have parameters, which I kind of love. I love when there's guidelines. So it's going to be some font marketing graphics. I don't know if I'd call it a specimen because sometimes specimens are like that old school PDF that you download that has like paragraphs and paragraphs of text typeset. This is like more like marketing graphics. I call them specimens because that's all I do for my fonts, but some people may not. But specimens are so important, and font marketing graphics are like so important, like 110% important in selling a font. I can't tell you how many amazing typeface designers I've seen that just aren't great at the like actual design part of, laying out a font specimen, and it just makes their fonts like kind of fall flat. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like, if you got to outsource that project to somebody you respect. But Fort Foundry always nails their graphics. So it was like really an honor to be tapped for sure.
Totally.
I love their release that they did with Clark Orr. It's called Low Drag. Let me actually just share my screen. Let's see. And I'll show you a little bit about Fort. So we'll go to my screen. So this is their homepage. It's awesome. They have, if we go up here to fonts, we can just get a grand view of some of the things they have. And they pretty much do it all. And they've worked with everyone. Like their font is used in the Avengers movies. So Fort is like, they're up there, man. It's like Hoefler, Fort, and like Grilly, like they're up there with the pros. This one, Cinder, I love.
Wow.
Yeah, it's so good. So they can do fun, they can do extra, they can also do restrained, but it always has personality. It's never boring, and I really love that. So yeah, so here's some of their other releases. And I want to go to Low Drag because that's the one that Clark Orr did, and he did the graphics for his own release, obviously.
I love it so much.
It's beautiful. And so I thought these graphics were so amazing because they show you how to use the font productively or effectively, I guess. So it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I could use it in a logo. I could use it on packaging. Like you kind of are getting a feel for how you could use it already. They're giving you hints. So, and then here's like a little junk drawer scene, which they like to do. I love this little effect. It's so fun. We're going to be doing one of those too, just like a junk drawer of things you might find at a movie theater, because the font we're working on is called Midway. And it's like what would it be? Art? Is it? I wouldn't say it's deco. It's kind of retro, but it's like 40s, 50s retro. So I'm just going to open up my Illustrator board and show you some of the inspiration that Maddox over at Fort Foundry sent me. So it's called Midway. Our inspiration is these kind of old movie marquee, signs that you would see on these great old theaters. Some are still left, thank goodness. LA has a few, the Orpheum and all that good stuff. So this was his inspiration because the font, Midway, looks like this. It looks awesome.
Beautiful.
So, isn't that cool?
So cool.
So let's see if I can remember. There's going to be 2 families. One's called Midway. That's like the more versatile, like usable in paragraph, in body copy font. And then the extra version is called Grand Way. And so that one will be the one that has like extra quirky little extras and things like that. So right now we just have Midway, and this is one of the graphics that we've already made for him and gotten approved. So I wanted to make one before we went on the live stream because I was slightly concerned about doing this illustration live, and I'm so glad I did do it on my own time. Because y'all, getting this like perspective, woohoo! It's a little bit tough.
You nailed it.
Thank you. So this is kind of the vibe we're going for. For my color palette, I drew from, let me just show you some of our inspiration. Here's our color palette. And I found this amazing inspiration of these, Disneyland vintage.
Yes.
Aren't they so
They're
nice?
so cool.
So for like the Stagecoach, the Mark Twain, we just found out, we were like, there's horses at Disneyland?
I know, yeah.
Because Caitlin is working.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, our friend from Class of 47, the bar we used to drink at.
Yeah.
She is now an official horse girl at Disneyland. She gets to take care of the horses of Disney.
Cool. They're
How
so
cool is
pretty,
that?
like the kind with the hair on the hooves.
Oh, like the
they're
Clydesdales?
So pretty. Is that what they're called?
Yeah, Clydesdales. The Budweiser horses.
They're so pretty.
They're so pretty, but that's a job. Taking care of horses at Disneyland. Is California magic or what? So this is kind of some of the inspiration for color, and Maddox loved it. So we kind of just eyedroppered this a little bit and then tweaked. Because I find that even when you eyedropper something,
It's not the same always.
Never
I
the
just
same.
did that with yarn. I couldn't believe
Never
it. I
the
was like,
same.
that's not what I'm saying.
No, it's so weird. And I think it's because in a JPEG or in an image, you're seeing like, it's almost like
Bits.
pointillism. Yeah, there's like tons of different colors making up the color. So you kind of have to adjust, I found. So we did. So this is kind of our retro color palette, which I love. It's very like California sunset, which is 100% my vibe.
Yeah, 100.
So yeah, so that's what we're doing. So if you look at this one that we already got approved, it's got like a pretty big orange swash background. And so for the other 2 graphics that we're working on for Fort, I want to do those in like 2 different color swashes because I want it to feel, I want it to tease people to keep scrolling, and I don't want it to feel like just like a big orange swash. Right. That's a bit aggressive when you use a bright color. So I've already got my other 2 artboards for the other 2 pieces that we're going to do. And for once, I was talking to Brett Bates of John Contino Studio. He works there. And he was like, I hate when people only do gorgeous sketches. Well, you want to see some subpar sketches. These are subpar sketches. And I've already scanned them in. I just showed you my little sketchbook, but I've already scanned them in over here. And the concept is, if you can even tell what's going on here, can you see this sketch? It's so bad.
Yeah, I think
you can tell what's going on. Okay, so it's like when you walk into the movie theater and they always have like the poster board marquees of like, okay, here's what's upcoming or here's what's now playing. And so Maddox was like, it'd be cool to do like a riff on the movies that were playing of that time using our font in the posters. Cool. So we were like, oh, like what about like Hitchcock? Dial M for Murder, North by Northwest.
Yeah,
that's it.
That's it.
East of Eden, anything James Dean, of course, anything Marilyn Monroe. High Noon, I was thinking like old westerns, like Sergio Leone westerns and stuff. So I gathered a bunch of ideas and I pitched them a few, and these are the ones that we finalized. So instead of East of Eden, we're doing West of Eden. Instead of High Noon, we're doing Low Noon. And then instead of Dial M for Murder, we're doing Dial K for Kill, which is
perfect.
Slightly more aggressive. Yeah. But I think it'll be great. So these are my little sketches. I want to do the posters to where they feel like they're sort of a riff on the original, but unique to us a little bit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Totally.
Yeah. So that's the plan.
Love it.
Ooh, Andrew Hawkrattle's in the chat. What's up, Andrew? And somebody said, I want those Disneyland tickets framed as decor. Wow. 1,000%. 1,000%.
Yeah.
Jenna Settles in the house from Bowling Green, Kentucky. My hometown.
Oh, damn.
What the heck? Jenna, how's Bowling Green? Is the Fazoli's still there. That was like,
Is the old mill still running?
yeah, the Fazoli's and oh my gosh, my grandma used to drag us to Ryan's Steakhouse and I'd be like, no, I don't want this. It was a buffet for like $8 of like steak and like Southern food, and everything was so mediocre. There's a reason that a
Like
buffet.
lukewarm.
Yes, it was so
Heat
gross.
lamps.
Jenna, will you please update us on the food offerings in Bowling Green these days? When I lived there, it had the most fast food restaurants per capita of people besides New York City. That's insane.
Wow.
That's
That's a feat.
I don't know if that's something to be proud of, really, but I thought it was pretty cool. So I'm just going to drag my sketch down here. I've got my little color palette. I already did that cool little trick of selecting all my colors that I pulled and then just going up here into my swatch panel and clicking the hamburger icon and then going new color group. That'll give you your color group, and you can name it like Midway color.
Or in Andrew Hockrattle's description, delicious sorbet flavors.
Ooh, oh, it does. Pistachio, lemon, mandarin,
Yep.
pumpkin.
Pumpkin.
Oh my gosh.
Tis the season. Blackberry.
What's the yogurt that taro?
Taro.
Oh,
Yep.
taro, yum. Taro is so
From,
good. It's like sweet potato, but
Sweet
it's
potato.
purple. It's so
Yep.
cool.
Also known as ube.
Ube, that's right. That's what it was called. So yeah, so that'll create your own little color folder for you. I kind of adjusted the colors of tints up here. I think what I'll do, did I include that? Let's see. Is that all of them? I need to get my dark. I forgot one, so I am going to grab that. That's there too. Okay.
Paul Haggerty says, thank you so much for your recent help with an email I sent you about the highway robbery branding I did.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, it's fun to get other eyes on the job. That's why I love our Phobus Slack channel. Freelance and business and stuff. We have a hashtag for it called Phobus. It's very hard to say. Very awkward.
Phobus.
It's also the name of a bean in like Latin America. So our hashtag is like all of our business stuff and then just like a bean. It's really funny.
And then
just
some
beans.
beans.
Beans. When I was a kid, I used to get home from school. This was 100% in Bowling Green, Kentucky. And I would just eat a Campbell's can of what's it, like baked beans with bacon and ham. And I'm like, that's like all I would eat. And then Eggo waffles for breakfast and Lay's potato chips. That's all I ate. Like, how am I alive?
That's in Reese's. Were you into
And
Reese's?
Reese's, anything sweet. Little Debbie's was actually
There
my
you go.
thing. Yeah.
Little Debbie's.
So I pulled off those images of, our posters. I'm just going to pull them down here for reference. And I think I'll start with the easiest one for me, which is dial M for murder or dial K for kill in our circumstance. And I'm just going to pull down, I already pulled off a rotary phone example because I like to have a reference image on things like this because you think you know what a phone looks like. You don't. Your mind, it's a tricky little thing, your mind. It's kind of like when you draw a face and you think, I know what a face looks like. You don't. You have to think, you have to think about shapes. It's never what you think. You think a nose is just like, I don't know. It's just never what you think.
Or like that.
Exactly. Mm-mm. Like in art school, they always tell you like, turn it upside down if that helps, if you're drawing from a reference, because it helps your brain see the shapes instead of thinking, that's a nose. I know how to draw a nose. So I'm making a new layer that I can lock all my reference images on so I don't have to worry about unlocking and locking things. And I'm just going to start by making rectangles and shapes. That's my favorite way to do it. And the glorious part about drawing something like this is it's pretty symmetrical. So if I draw the first or the left side or the right side, I can just mirror that and then I've got the whole phone. So let's work smart, not hard. So if I go and just start with rectangles, I can use the rounded corner trick and round corners out, or just use my white selection tool, drag that in, round that sort of thing. And I'm just going to keep using shapes and treat it like Legos.
Adam Wolfie wants Wolf. Dang it. I think I did this last time. Wolf or Wolfie, correct me. Do you guys ever do any kind of critique live streams?
Oh, that'd be fun. We have done that on Adobe Live a few times. They'll usually have people submit portfolio's. And then, we kind of help them.
Feedback.
Yeah, just give feedback and like pick our favorites and be like, ooh, this is a strong one, It's just like when we do portfolio reviews sometimes at Chapman University. It's a local college here. It's private, super fancy. Their campus is so nice. It's actually in orange, which is, oh my gosh, it's the name of our font, Chapman Ave, which is named after the school, I'm assuming. But yeah, it's nice to have someone look over your portfolio. That's a good idea, Adam, and we will try to figure that out. That would be fun.
Amanda Jacob says, will you guys be at Adobe Max this year?
Oh, Adobe Max. No, they asked us to do a couple of classes, but we've been taking a break from most conferences just to get a few things done. Like, we have like 5 fonts in the works after releasing Chapman Ave. So we're just like really behind on some internal stuff. And so yeah, we just decided to lay low this year, but I will 100% be tuning in because isn't it free again this year?
Oh, I hope so.
I hope so.
That was so fun.
That was great.
Year. Oh my gosh.
Because it's not in person, right? It's just online.
I think so.
Chat, do you know? Andrew's in. Andrew, you're the Adobe guy. Do you know?
Brittany Pham, also, so sorry. Is your Slack channel public for your followers and customers?
So the Slack channel is only for our course students, and it's just a place where we can all share freelance questions, advice, tips, work to get feedback on. It's like one of the main benefits of the course, I would say, aside from, just having someone walk you through the textbook essentially. But yeah, definitely check out the page for the course. It's courses.hoodzpahdesign.com. And I think it's actually linked in the text of the video right here. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I found it to be super helpful. It's easy to feel like an island when you're a freelancer, that's for sure. So I turned all of my shapes that I've been making to outlines just so I can see a little bit better what I'm doing. And I'm actually going to turn those outlines to something more annoying so it's easier for y'all to see. So I'll do a 2-point stroke and I'll change it to orange just so we can all see what's going on here.
Okay, Adam Wolf. Got it.
Adam Wolf. Just like it seems like it should be, right?
Right. But like Wolfie's cool too.
Wolfie's cool.
So I don't know. Maybe I just
Who are we to say?
It's exciting. Jefferson Miller, the one with the cool couch-looking color scheme. By the way, bought the book and loved it. If anyone hasn't gotten the book or done the class, do it. That's so nice.
Oh, that's so nice. Yeah. It is funny. Like, I just signed up for a bunch of typography workshops through the Letterform archive. They have so many awesome classes, y'all. You don't have to pay for like a whole course at Cooper Type West if you can't afford that. You can just do one-off classes and workshops, and it's so handy if, for any budget, really, if you're just trying to make sure you're watching your budget. So yeah, I signed up for a few of their free lecture series. Some of them are free, and then they have paid workshops too to learn type and all sorts of stuff, whether it's creating fonts or just learning how to use type effectively that somebody else made. So just using fonts effectively. So it's pretty cool. You guys should check it out.
And Santiago Luna says, well, pure inspiration right here. Big fan.
Ooh, what's that?
Brittany Pham. Yay! I said it right. Amazing. Thanks. And she said, thanks for answering. I have the book. I was thinking about joining the course too.
Oh, cool.
Fun. And Bree Pointer about the Slack says the Slack channel alone is worth the price of the course. The course content is incredible and lifetime access to go back and review when you need a refresher. Yes, thank you. She is our new...
Bree is a gem. Bree is a gem. She's in the course and she does such cool work. She's in Canada and she lives and works on her own farm.
Oh, I'm so jealous. Oh my gosh, that's the dream. I
know. It's like someone write a Hallmark movie about her life.
Yes, yes.
I know. I love it.
It's amazing.
So she has a great story. Okay, so now I'm getting down to okay. Oh yeah, I don't even have to really reflect this because, I'm just gonna, somehow I got a little bit off track here. I'm just gonna go like this.
T.S. Sam wants to know, where do you get inspo for your original fonts?
Oh, I'll tell you what. And I was just watching a talk by House Industries from Creative Works, which is a conference that was online this year, but is usually in Memphis, run by Josh Horton. And the lineup this year was so good, like so good. Simone Wilder and Christina Moreland and Elise Tan and just like so many good people. But they had... Alex Cruz from, I think it's Alex Cruz, and Andy Cruz. Wow, that's embarrassing. That's like not knowing Herb Lublin. But Herb. But he was talking about how they get inspiration for all theirs, and a lot of their fonts are revivals from like Bengat, which I just learned how to say, and I was saying Benguiat.
Ooh, that's fun.
But it's the Stranger Things font. Everyone knows this font. It's the Stranger Things font, and it's the font on the cover of almost every Stephen King novel. And they just reached out to Ed Bengat and were just like, hey, like, apparently his fonts had been on like Letraset, kind of, I think that's called what it's called, it's photo letter or Letraset or something like that. But it was like film. It was like, you know, screen printing, essentially, screen printing film. And so a lot of them didn't get digitized when people moved to digital fonts. So he just like reached out to the legend and they just made a font together. I just think that's so cool. And they made fonts with like Eames family. They just reached out to the son of Charles Eames and were like, hey, let's make a font. And they said, okay.
Cool.
So I guess what I'm saying is shoot your shot. You just never know. But yeah, so they get inspiration a lot from things they've already seen. And, you know, they helped Ed Roth make a font, his typeface or his font, what would you say, lettering work into a font. And I feel like I'm the same way. It's usually something that I've seen on a sign or in my neighborhood that inspires me. I'm like, ooh, that could be cool if I did this or this or this, you know? So I've got all of my pieces here pretty much. I've got like half of the receiver. I just need to actually, I'm just going to direct select those with my white anchor or my white arrow and move those anchor points to line up with this. And then all I have to do is mirror this. So I'm just going to select all these pieces and mirror it.
Alex Lazarus says, holy moly, is this stream going to turn into the creation of Papyrus 2.0?
Oh, shoot. Alex Lazarus, what's up? I just watched his live stream. It was so fun. They were like making his own, you know, personal brand, but he was like trying to pitch Comic Sans Papyrus as a new font. The two most hated, I shouldn't say most hated, the two most controversial fonts of our time. And he was trying to like create a font from those two, which is also a really fun exercise. In Ken Barber's book, The Lettering Manual, he talks about how like, hey, if you want to try making some new letters, try blending, you know, two fonts to make something new. And that's just a great idea. Take things that exist, nothing's new under the sun, and then try to make it your own. Actually, I have a funny story about that. So I was watching this, I think it was it was like a documentary, but it was one of those silly ones on Netflix, like where like Rob Lowe hosts it, and it's just about like movie tropes. And apparently there's this scream called the Wilhelm scream that somebody recorded in a Western like ages ago. And it's been reused, and you've probably heard it in every single, like once a decade you've heard, or once a year you've heard it in a movie. And it just keeps getting used, and it's like a running gag now. It's like an inside joke of the industry to use a scream, and Quentin Tarantino uses it like once in every film. And I love that. I love that idea though of like nothing's new. Take something that exists, you know, make it your own, put your own spin on it. I think that's a really good way to start so you don't get overwhelmed. Let's see. So I think what I'm going to do is just turn on my guides, and I can do Command R to pull up my rulers, and then if you just click and drag out from that ruler, you can drag out a guide. So I'm going to draw a guide right there so that I can center this part, which I kind of forgot about.
Bray Pointer says, my daughters and I are over here laughing at the Hallmark movie. Thank you, Amy. Woo woo.
I mean, really, you need it. It's amazing. And she's like a ray of sunshine, this Bray Pointer. So I would love to see that. I would love to.
And Bernadette Leslie, hi from Scotland.
Ooh. One of my favorite TikTok subgenres is like, I guess you would call it Irish talk. I don't know. There's Boston talk and design talk and Ireland talk, Irish talk. I don't know, but it's so funny and I love it so much. They just say words that we like that are really hard to say with a bunch of R's in it.
Right.
And it's so entertaining. There's this one guy that just like goes around and like looks at different shrubs in the English countryside. It's just like so wholesome.
It's like the kind of content we all need.
Yeah, it's like what I needed while I was waiting for the new Great British Bake Off season.
Which I saw that you started.
I did start it.
How is it?
I started it. Oh, you know, it's really hard when you have to get used to new people because it's like you start to love the old.
Oh, the host or the...
I don't know. It's like, well, first of all, they started doing this thing. I liked it when Paul Hollywood was just like a complete grump. Now they've got him doing these like intros where he's like dressing up and like,
oh,
it's like so degrading. I'm like, Paul, listen, if you're listening, Paul Hollywood, don't be doing that.
Don't let them take away your grumpiness.
Yeah, like you have to like maintain the aura of your grump. Otherwise, when you try to be all stern, like we just saw you in a Tin Man costume. Like the ruse is up. I don't know.
I can't take you seriously.
Yeah, like I'm not.
It's not underbaked.
Yeah, now I feel like I've just been lied to. Like Paul's just like a really great guy. No, but I really do still love it.
Tia Sam, I'm about to reach out to y'all. I want to make a font with y'all. That's so dope.
I know, isn't that? Oh my gosh, Tia, that's great. I love it.
And Alex Lazarus, it's going to happen.
I like your dedication, Alex, of making Papyrus Comic Sans a thing. If you do, send it to Land. They could revive it, put it on the next Stumptown rebrand. I would love to see it. So what I'm going to do for this phone cord, because this could be a mess, is I'm going to try to use, maybe we should use a pattern brush. That could be great. Let's see how that works. So a pattern brush is really cool. So I make a pattern of like, let's say I'll just make this first coil. It's going to be hard to do on the spot. I actually have a video of this on our YouTube, but let's just see if we can kind of start from here. Yeah, so it would be kind of like that. You just kind of want to, I'm just going to make that coil go up a little bit more. And then I'm just going to test by dragging it down and adjusting. Cool. So that's like a coil. So then I just, so I'm going to kind of fatten it up a bit. And I'll option drag a live stroke over here, but then I'm just going to outline this one. So I'm going to go Object, Path, Outline Stroke. And now it's kind of like a piece. And I'm going to go to my, is it this one? I think it's this one. Yeah, Brush Definition Palette. Click on that hamburger icon in the top right, and then go New Brush. And you want to do a pattern brush. And then you just kind of start messing around with these settings. So let's see. Let me actually try to do a few more because I feel like it's not quite knowing what I want to do.
Khalif Steel, or is it Steely? Now I'm just going to ask every time if there's an extra E. 30 minutes late, better than never, right? Oh, yeah, right. That is so right. Howdy to you, sir.
Maybe that won't work. I'm kind of having a hard time with that. And I'm thinking, I'm just going to kind of test it here first. Fatten this stroke up. I like to keep my strokes live as long as I can. Because you know how you always need to make a change.
Like a little.
Yeah. So I'm just going to start there with that coil and then try to see what's going on here. I'm using my pen tool, not very expertly, but let's see what we can do here. And I think I'll add a point here by just clicking P. And if I hover over my path, it'll add the little plus sign. And then you can just click and add that point. And then with my direct select tool, I'll just kind of move that up. And I'm going to select those two strokes and go to my stroke panel and just hit that rounded cap so that it kind of looks like it's
curved.
Yes, curvy.
Curved in.
And then I'm just going to kind of adjust this. Maybe pull out a little anchor point from there. And keep going.
Matt Doyle Design Co. currently working on some font specimens as well. Procrastination has not been my friend.
Oh my gosh, I know. They are so hard because it really, I don't know, you want to, as best as you can, show people how to use the font because a lot of times people will mimic what they see. Just like I just said, when I'm looking for inspiration, if I see something that I like, I'm like, ooh, I could take that and use it like this. So if you kind of like phone it in on the specimen, people are going to likely use it in that phoned in way. So you really have to show it in its best light. So it is really stressful. Actually, when Maddox reached out to me about doing this, I was like, I don't know what to do. I got a little panicked. So I think I'm actually going
to... Alex Lazarus. Oh my gosh, a Stumptown rebrand with comic papyrus would be so clutch. I need to make some mock-ups.
Do it. Yeah, you got to do what Andrew Hochradl's doing. And he's like pitching to... I don't know if pitching is the right word, but he's making the work that he wants to get, which is to work with Southwest Airlines. And so he's been making all this like dream swag merch for them. And it has been so cool to see it all. And he's just like, I will create a piece of merch for Southwest Airlines and tweet about it every day until this project happens. And I'm like, damn, that is some dedication.
KK Tammy says, what's the difference between the new brush options or like the art brush versus the pattern brush?
Gosh, that's a good question. I don't ever use the art brush, to be honest. I only use pattern brush if I'm making something. So I've never even really messed around with that. But that's a good question. I'll have to look into that.
Thank you. Okay, Khalif, it's steel. I just want there to be more to these names. I'm just like, and then another syllable.
Steely. It's so funny.
Okay. Zach Beckman, brush script plus papyrus equals heart.
Brush script. We are making a custom brush script right now for a client, and it has been really fun to try to make one that I feel like I don't hate, because I feel like a lot of times it just gets like a cheesy rap, and I think it's just because it was one of those default fonts for so long, like along with Myriad. So we're just like used to seeing it in every weird way.
Jessica Sisa, every time I hear about papyrus, I remember that SNL video with Ryan Gosling.
Yes. Oh my gosh. It was so weird. It's so weird how like people know about fonts now. It's kind of like when celebrities started saying like my personal brand. And I was like, whoa, this is so weird that people finally understand kind of like our world a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Ice-T tweeted about fonts the other day.
Really?
Yeah, it was so random. And it's like then before him was John Mayer. Like, there's just so many funny things.
That is so funny. Katie agrees. She loves that skit. It's a good one.
So now I've just kind of made this one coil, and I'm just kind of option dragging. And then I'm going Command D to repeat that drag, and then just kind of adjusting it a little and doing the same. And to infinity. So that's our cord for now. I'm actually going to probably end up flipping this because the phone needs to be off the table, like in the classic poster. But at least I kind of have like a start to go from. So what I'm going to do is just grab all these pieces, option drag them off to the left so I can see clearer. I hate having it all messy to where I can't even tell what's going on. And I think I'll just draw a couple more highlights. What I think I'll do is I'll select these two, and I'll just go Object, Path, Offset Path, and I'll go -10, maybe -8 pixels. Okay. And then I will draw a little rectangle and use my Pathfinder tool because I love it.
RK Art Des. Where was this vid when I was working on some art sheet movie concepts a month ago? Super helpful tips here so far. Smiley face, thumbs up.
Ooh, art sheet movie concepts. Ooh, I want
So
tell me
fun.
more. Oh my gosh, I have an idea. So you know how everyone's doing the 30 days of
Yes.
October Spookoween draw
There's
for
so
30
many.
days.
Yeah, I keep hearing new ones.
Yeah,
I
like
didn't know there were
whatever
so
it's
many.
called. There's
Yeah.
so many. There's so many.
Yeah.
But everyone.
What
Anyways.
is
it called? Spooktober. Chat, help us out.
Yeah.
But people are drawing something for 30 days, and it's really cool. But I don't want to do 30 days because already doing 10 days for 10 by, when we used to do 10 by with Eric Mortensen and Skinny Ships, that was like so stressful. But it totally is fun and helps you flex, some fun skills. So this year I want to do my favorite TV shows instead of music because I was too stressed out to listen to new music this year. I just couldn't do it.
Except for Drake.
I didn't listen to the new Drake.
No. Oh my gosh.
But I did find somebody. TikTok is where I get all my music now.
All those new, yeah.
It was really good. One of them's called Elujay, Elujay, Jah maybe? Jay, Eluja. And it's like lo-fi. Oh, it's so good. Actually, let me try to Google it. Let's see if I can.
Mark Bowden.
Eluja.
That Southwest merch is rad.
Okay, Elujay.
What Southwest merch?
Oh, so Andrew Hockrattle is making Southwest merch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm in the loop now. Thank you.
This is Elujay. It's really good. If you like lo-fi, give her a listen. Give him a listen. But yeah, new music is stressful. Do you ever find that? Like it feels like a chore?
I love it so much. But yeah, oh no, actually what I do is if I find new music in bulk, especially because I'll just take whatever album that is. I like the song and I add it to this playlist that it's called Nuvius, and it has billions of albums in it that I haven't listened to. So yeah, it is stressful.
so what I'm saying is yes.
So yes on that.
It is. It feels like, I don't know, it feels like you're doing homework because you're you never like anything new at first. So you're always kind of do I like this? Do I hate this?
Yeah.
It's like so overwhelming.
I listened to the first Actually, I'll just skip to the middle usually. I'll do the early and then the middle, and then if I don't like it by then, I'll go to the next song. And I do like maybe 10 songs in and just see if I'm like getting a feel for it.
The dishonor of not following the track list.
I got loads to get through. I have to just go. Unless someone sends me a one-off.
Right.
Then I'll listen to the whole song.
What was that band I sent you the other day that was like a modern The Distillers? It's just like The Distillers. They're this band of like 3 girls and 1 guy. Shoot, what was it called?
Hold on. I got this.
Okay, so our phone is looking good. I'm going to start filling it in with color because it's looking ridiculous right now. And then we're going to kind of throw it off the side.
Dead Sarah. Is that
Dead Sarah. That's what it was.
I sent it to Mark too. He was like, it's not exactly like that. I'm like, it is though.
Mark, quit being a contrarian.
Mark, don't be such a contrarian.
Stop being a contrarian.
Can you just agree with us? Thank you.
So funny. What have y'all been listening to? Do you have any new music you like? Give us. I will listen to a new music if it's like a direct from a friend. Like my friend TJ Harley has the best taste in music, and we also have the same weird quirks. Like, you know how you're like I like rap, but I also like classical. Like you have like 2 different genres. Yeah. We have all the same weird genres, so I really trust his feedback, which is great.
That's the best. Isn't when you have like best? A music partner,
and they do all the hard work of like finding the good stuff.
I know. I miss having a good music partner.
Yeah.
Inktober. Oh, Inktober. Peptober.
Oh, right. And DJ Pizza's doing Peptober. That's so cool.
Ronnie says, since becoming a dad, my entire Spotify is made up of new child music. So hard to find something new. It's so funny. I was looking earlier for this specific song that I wanted to listen to from a Disney movie, which I couldn't find it. Wait, it wasn't a Disney movie. It is now. But, they go, if you're tired of listening to children's music, you can opt out and make a kid's profile. I was like, oh my gosh. This is my choice. I want to be here listening to this song.
That's
Dang
like
it.
Such
Don't
silent,
judge me.
Yeah, such silent judgment.
It's like,
that's such a neg, actually.
I know, right? I'm like, excuse you.
This is by choice.
This is mine, and I pay to be here, so just leave me alone. Don't shame me.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
I know.
But yeah, I was thinking I would do, instead of Inktober, I would do my favorite TV shows of the year, because I love TV. TV is my favorite.
Okay, Zach Beckman on stuff he's listening to.
Ooh, what is it?
I feel bad even saying this, but Nickelback Animals.
Oh my gosh, somebody on TikTok was like, they're like, I know that nobody wants to see this, but like Nickelback slaps on piano. And they took like the Nickelback songs and did them in like classical piano style. And it was like Rachmaninoff. It was like unbelievably beautiful. Awesome. Okay, this is a great question because Zach Beckman, you were just really vulnerable with us just then. And I really appreciate that. So we have to now give a guilty pleasure back. We have to reciprocate the vulnerability. What's your guilty pleasure? Mine is probably, and this isn't even guilty anymore because everyone knows she's a queen now, but sometimes people would make fun of you for it. Celine Dion. I love her.
Yes, yes, she's amazing. Yeah. She's so classy and cool and a little bit funny and snarky.
Her on the carpool karaoke. Yeah. I don't even, like that show's pretty funny, but she was so hilarious. She's a total freak, and I mean that in the best way.
In the best way. Veda says she loves Dead Sarah. See?
Oh, Dead Sarah.
Another team player. Yes. And she said Jade Bird has been my fave lately. We're going to have to look that up.
Let's look that up. Yeah, write that down. So for my phone, I'm just filling in the highlights because I'm doing, I've got these like, as Andrew called them, gelato tones, which I love. Yes. We've got our plum with our taro, which is our light purple. And I'm just using that taro color, the light purple, for the highlights. And because this phone is like a dark color, I'm using it for some outlines to just create some, good shapes. So that's kind of where we're at right now. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull it onto this artboard here, which I know I said that this one was this bright orange, so I might use these colors, but I'm thinking because this Dial M for Murder poster right here is like the dark red, what if we use our kind of burnt orange up here instead as the main background color? We can always go back and change it if we don't like it. We can always do a yellow version. Maybe we'll create this in the burnt orange and then do a yellow variation. And I'm just going to copy our phone and bring him down here. Oh, actually, that's right. They're on the posters. They're not even on their own. So this is great. I can just do the poster background. So I'm just going to group that for now. These are kind of like my posters as they stand now. I'm going to make them a little bigger so that we have plenty of room to play. 1, 2, 5. I always like to move things in increments of shift arrows because that does 10 pixels. That way you can always know exactly how many you did on one side to do on the other side, so it's always equal. I'm like really weird about like everything being really equal. Jen eyeball stuff and it makes me crazy. So we need to get our red background, so I'm just going to ungroup these for now, and I'm going to do the object path, offset path thing again. Oops. Object path, offset path, and this time I'm going to do -20. Oh, I'm always too quick on the trigger finger here. Path, offset path, -20.
Okay, we got a bunch of music things.
Ooh,
I'm just
shameful
like
music.
writing them all down.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, Mark said, I said I like them. The band is good.
Okay, so Mark has taken offense. Noted. The court has noted that Mark has taken offense.
Okay. Sam. Oh, this is going to be a hard one to sound out. Kerning bin. All day, every day. Okay, so I wrote that down.
And it's embarrassing. We have to look up this embarrassing. Is this for good new music or is this for your embarrassing music?
I know some people I think are just putting in what they've been listening to.
Oh, that's good. Okay.
So I'm writing it down just in case.
Perfection.
Okay, let's see. Jessica Cisa says, I think you guys would love Little Big, which I wrote down. It's a Russian rave pop punk band, and their video clips are incredible design-wise. Which I'm excited to check out.
Big.
Like, yay.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
Like Russian rave pop punk.
Like,
yes.
what?
Yes, I'm here for it. Okay, and then Nathan James, I like Meek Mill's album.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Aiden Nolan, Cut Worms is great. Been listening to his new album a bunch. David Magnelli.
David Magnelli, okay. Never heard of him.
Nope, that's the person.
Oh, that's the person.
Heliocentrics are awesome, and they have great cover art. Fun.
We're very pro good cover art.
Nathan James, Neo, has a new album. That's good. That's cool. Ronnie, my kids have their own profiles, but I never switch too much.
Just let them destroy the what does it follow, or the New Music Friday?
Right. Adam Wolf, I've really been into Anderson .Paak and Willie Nelson lately.
Yeah.
Yes. That's good crossover.
That's exactly my vibes.
Yes.
Anderson .Paak is so good. If you like Anderson .Paak, I think you'll like Aluje.
RK Art Des. Who sampled website equals endless rabbit hole for finding awesome new but sometimes old classic music.
Ooh, okay.
Who sampled? Got it. Okay. Cole Heffernan. Right now I'm loving Diamonds Are Forever by Shirley Bassey and Paid in Full by Bosco and Pink and White by Frank Ocean.
Dang, those are some Shirley Bassey throwing it back. And because the new Bond is out. Has anyone seen it? Is it good?
Gosh,
how do we feel?
Oh my gosh, Veda. Avril Lavigne and Hilary Duff.
Oh, for embarrassing?
Yes,
oh my gosh, I love that. I love that.
I sing a Hilary Duff song almost every day, and Jen is so angry. She's like, shut up.
We didn't have that. We didn't get the Disney Channel when we were young, so we're just like, wait, what?
It's so
What are you
funny.
singing?
She's like, don't say it anytime someone says, why not? Which is a really common thing to say.
It's tough.
And I hold myself back at least 80% of the time.
So right now I'm just going to create so the phone is off the hook. I need to like separate out my phone. So I'm just gonna grab my phone and his little cord here. So I'm selecting all these. They've all been grouped. Yes, we've all got a group. I'm going to go Command F to paste in front and then just go Command G. And those are your shortcuts to paste in front and group. And then I'm just going to rotate it because he's going to be falling off the counter, our phone. And then I'm going to actually move this. We still need it to be like connected at the top somewhere. Oh, that's not it. So
it could come from behind if it needs to.
That's true. So I'm just going to have this go here. like behind. Right. And then there's going to be a table here. So I should just draw lines that we kind of know. And then in the little poster we have, like if we go back to our poster, it's just kind of like falling off in front. So we'll just, oops, grab him and put him like right here. And I think I'll move everything up a teens. So I'll move this up and I'll separate that group and make it its own group. Just go up here, move that. Because we want it to be able to be dramatically hanging. And I'm going to move this to my background layer and lock that so I don't have to worry about that anymore.
Hi, Maggie Contreras from hello from a Mexican in Italy.
Ooh,
fun.
So fun. Okay, so I'm gonna...
Oh my gosh, Zach Backman is singing the song. Why not?
Oh my gosh, the Hillary Duff song.
And so is Kobe. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. Oh my goodness, yay.
That is so funny. You're not alone.
I'm not alone. And this is amazing. Thank you guys. Aiden Nolan, saw the new Bond did a Don Draper and took a
Don
Draper and took a trip during a work day.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so we've got the start of it. We've got the start of it. This little, and the good thing about like keeping your strokes and everything live is like you can adjust as you go. It's the worst when you like Pathfinder everything together, outline it all, and then you have to go back and change something. Then you want to cry.
Yeah.
Don't cry. Laugh now, cry later. No, just don't cry ever. And just keep those strokes live as long as you can until the client says approved. So here's where we're at. We're making good progress. And I'm excited for us. So I'm just going to maybe scale this down a bit. I'm going to start bringing in the actual font and test. So our dial K for kill. So I'm going to go dial K for kill. And then we're going to hit the midway, which I already have pulled in. And these right now are just, he's given me like basically like test files. And he'll update these for me later on down the line. But they still look pretty dang good to me. So I'm just going to go dial K. And the thing about one like these font specimen things is I'm trying to make sure I'm showing off as many letters as I can, but also still making it like practical, you know. So we're going to keep that in mind when we like make these things and try and figure out how we can show off a bunch of different characters and make sure we're not just using the same like THE, of kind of over and over again.
You gotta get some zazzy.
You gotta get some cues. You gotta get, exactly, whatever you can do. Okay, so the poster that they have is like, it's all kind of stacked like this. Ooh, and I love the quotes. That's fine. We'll get to show off the quotes, which is so great. Does it make sense? Not really. Are we going to do it? Yes.
Yeah.
I love how they used to put stuff in quotes where it's like, supposedly, this is the title of the movie. It's like, I don't know, it's just funny. Stuff like this, though, always throws off the like centering. So we might have to kind of do our own. Oh, those are somehow I got rid of that on here. Let's see. I'm just gonna put that over, and I'm gonna make sure. I don't
know if I typically cry throughout the entire design.
What's that? Oh, you cry through the whole thing.
That's amazing.
We've been there. We've been there, haven't we? So that see how that quote mark is really throwing off the centering. So what I'm going to do is I have it on center align, but what I'm going to do is, first of all, there was a space there. That's also not helping. But what you can do is go and just click into the space that you want to either add more space or remove space from, and then just go into your kerning palette right up here and just start negativing the space because I want it to be a little bit more centered. So you can manually kern for spacing too, like for end of spacing to get your centering right. So that's cool. Kind of handy. Yeah. Not just like between letters. You can also do it at the very end to affect the whole line. So then I'm going to get my K in here. And it still looks a little bit weird, and I think that's because of this one. So what I'm going to do is go put my cursor right before the quote mark again and do some negative kerning over there as well to kind of bring that in. And we'll see if that doesn't help. Cool. And then we'll have to figure out how to make this look more exciting. We might even try it. I'm going to option drag this over here. That's how it was in the original poster, but we're doing our own motif. So we can also kind of, you know, do our own little take on it. So what I might do is I might kind of make it like bouncy. So you could do that by either just like typing each letter out, like D, I, like this, and then just kind of like rotating on your own. But you can also just do it in your character panel. So just, you can either use this rotate down here in the right hand side of the panel called character rotation. Just rotate it a bit, maybe move it up a little bit.
Oh, that's amazing.
Isn't that cool?
I had no idea.
And then you can move this one down a little bit, rotate it the other way. And then, you know, just keep kind of messing around with it so it looks kind of interesting. And then I think this one probably still needs to go up. We'll just go up with that instead. Yeah.
That's so cool.
Isn't that neat? And then you can just kern from there. So we'll just do that and see how that looks just for something different. I feel like it needs something a little bit different. And then I want to do a lightning bolt radial in the background.
Yes.
Doesn't that sound
always
cool?
Always a lightning bolt. When in doubt.
B is sold, B is in. Okay, so let's see, what other text do we need on here? We need, who's in this? It's definitely Hitchcock. So I think we'll put his name up there. One thing you have to be careful with, I had this happen to me before, but sometimes it's like you're not allowed to use certain people's likenesses or names without their consent. They actually have it copyrighted. So we'll have to make sure and double check on this and make sure we can put his name on here. It is just, you know, like essentially fan art, or it would be called what SNL does, parody. So it is parody. So I think we're safe, but I'll double check that on my own time. But wouldn't that be great to show off the font if we could include it, because it looks really good. So I'm just going to space that way out, really wide leaded. Hitchcock, maybe we'll put that at the top here. And then I don't know who's in Dial K for Murder, but we can put their names down here. Maybe in title case. That's another thing. I usually try to vary up, you know, show it in uppercase, show it in title case, show it in lowercase, show it all the different ways so that people know that how versatile it is. A lot of people really want more, as fun as display fonts are and as fun as I love making them, or as much as I love making them, making something that's versatile is way more of like a selling point than it's just like weird and wacky. Because if you use something weird and wacky, you can only use it once. People remember it. You know, so making something versatile is a great way to get better sales and make something that's useful.
And on that note, our sponsors would like to be recognized for this stream.
Yes, let's do a word from our sponsors, shall we? So today we are live streaming because we have a course. It's called Freelance and Business and Stuff. We talked about it a little bit earlier, but if you're freelancing or if either full-time or on the side, we have a course. It's based on our book. We basically just walk you through it. The book can serve as a textbook, and then there's a lot of extra lessons that aren't in the book that cover everything from pricing to contracts, everything in between. I'll play the ad so that you don't have to listen to me.
All right, you all, we're getting down to it. Pricing. Contracts are your bodyguards. They are the Kevin Costner to your Whitney Houston. Passive income. It's the dream. Project workflow. How do you find your product? This is biz dev, baby. Clients. Do we love them? We want them. What the heck is a retainer? Branding yourself. We're talking about positioning. Setting up your business.
And that theme music was written by friend of the stream, Johnny Nettle.
Woo woo.
He's awesome. He's actually in the course too. Well, we gave him a course because of course he wrote the music for it. Of course. But I love that we have our own theme music. I think that's so amazing.
So great.
We also hired Matt Bushell, who is Twitter famous, TikTok famous. Like, I love this guy so much. He's a comedian in New York, and he wrote us also like a cheesy theme song. I told him I wanted a Golden Girls style theme song, and he wrote me one. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I have it, and that's exciting.
That is exciting, and also I want to hear it.
It's great. It's really funny. It's like about logos and fonts and making stuff bigger. And I didn't give him any guidance hardly at all.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it was great. Okay, so how are we going to do? What I'm going to do is I'm just going to create my radials first. And I'm going to create a guide so that I know where the center of my artboard is. Oh, where did it go? I missed it. There it is. So I'm going to pull it out. Oh, why does it keep doing that? It's so weird that it won't stay. Okay, there we go. Got it. So now I can kind of know where to put my radials. I'm just going to start by making them. I'm putting it on stroke. I'm going to do Command-C, Command-F to copy and paste in front. And then I'm just going to kind of expand them out bigger and bigger. I'm hoping it doesn't look too radio tower. I'm hoping it looks scary. So these are kind of like my guides. I'll just select these and group them. And then I'm going to jump into the group so that I don't have to worry about the other objects getting in my way underneath, like the phone. And I think I'm just going to grab my pen tool. Ooh, I could use the pattern brush here. Okay, let's try it. Oh my gosh, let's see if it works this time.
Rob Green says, the course is fantastic. Thank
Rob
you,
Green,
Rob.
what's up?
And Ronnie says, I feel it needs some hay rolling by it and some gunshots at the end of the theme song. That's a great addition. That would be very on brand for us. So I'm going to try to make I was saying I wanted to do like a lightning bolt style,
thing. So I'm going to try to make it here. We shall see if it works. So I'm just going to first draw very poor lightning bolts. I think that will work. Let's just direct select those points and align them to the bottom so they're both aligned. And I'm going to option drag and just join those with Command J and do that one more time. Oops. Option drag, hold option down, and then drag it off to the side to get a copy. And do that one more time. So let me just delete. Looks like there's an extra point there. So then what I want to do is I've got the 3 there. So I'm just going to cut off this end one. I don't need that one. Oops. And I'm going to draw a rectangle because I want to get the center of this thing. So I'm just going to go ahead and draw a rectangle and go like this. And what's the center of this one? If I go here to here. I'm sure there's a better way. I have like such a jerry-rigged way of doing certain things, but it is what it is. I'm just gonna do that. And then if I click on this stroke, I can see that this shows me the middle of this segment. And I'm just going to line that up there. Okay. And then I'm going to grab this one over here, line it up on the other end, and we'll get the middle of that one. And I hope this works. These can be really hard to get right. Okay, so I'll just pull that off there. And I'm going to make this a little bit of a bigger stroke, like that, I guess. We'll do 4. And then I'm going to option drag a copy because I always want to have a copy that's a live stroke. And then I'm going to outline this path, object, path, outline stroke. Move this box onto the very top by going Command Shift right bracket, and then select them 2 together, and then use this intersect on the Pathfinder. So that'll give me just that middle bit. And then it should be able to, if I option drag, you can see it's like a perfect repeating pattern.
Wow.
So that's cool. So that's my middle segment. So I'm going to select that. I'm going to go up to my brush definition panel. Going to hit that right hamburger icon, say new brush. And I'm going to go down to pattern brush. Okay. And then we'll call it lightning brush. And I can kind of get a preview here of like how things are working. On that corner on the bottom, it looks like it's this one right here, maybe. It looks like it's doing something weird. Let's just say auto-centered, I guess. Yeah, there we go. And then hit OK. Okay, so now I should have a stroke that I can just select these little things, which are strokes, and I'm going to select my lightning bolts.
Okay. Yep.
I'm so glad that
looks
worked.
Like a saw.
I was so stressed out. It does look like a saw, but it's also like the ringing. Can you hear the ringing?
Yeah.
Can you hear it, sir? Okay, so that's good. I'm really glad that worked. So now what we can do is, and you know what I need to do is I need to double click into my brush because I want to make sure that I turn on, I want to say it's tints and shades. And I'm going to hit OK. And I'm going to say apply to new strokes because I want to be able to change the color. Oops. So if I go and grab my stroke and I change it to purple, it didn't work. Let's see if it'll work. I wonder why it didn't work. Let's try doing it plain and then going back. I think I might need to just do tints. It might be hue shift, actually.
Oh, Carolina Rostran, loving the course.
Cool. Oh, good.
And Kevin Rostran.
Oh, wow. both restaurants in the house?
Yeah.
Are y'all related?
Yeah.
Let us know. So yeah, so the thing that you want to make sure you click on this, like on this brush that we just made, make sure you click method tints, because then you can actually change the color. It's not just always black. So key point there that I always forget to say. So cool. Okay, so now I'm going to option drag this off to the side because I want to have this for later on. But right now I need to, I want to make sure I can fill it. And if I fill it right now, I'm pretty sure it won't follow that path. It'll just do like an awkward fill. Yeah, see, it doesn't follow the exact path. So what I'm going to have to do is just outline that stroke and fill it the old-fashioned way.
You just blew everyone's mind.
Did I blow their minds? Oh, I'm thrilled.
Like, what?
Because this would take forever to do manually, and I've been there. Okay,
Yeah, this
so
is
now
gonna be so cool.
I think it's gonna be really cool.
I love it.
So I will have one. I'll do one more that'll be Command C, Command F to paste in front, and then just expand that out. That'll be my furthest most color. So I think I'm gonna do like just a two-tone every other color. What's that called? Varying every other. What's every other? What am I trying to make it so hard for? Okay, so we'll do this one. Will be the first one. Oh, I have to outline it.
Oh, it's a married husband and wife team.
Oh, have fun.
That's so cool.
Just like us. Just kidding.
Just like us.
When we used to go to the coffee shop and just work at the coffee shop just to get out of the office,
Yes.
People would always think we were lesbian lovers.
Always.
Which I was really honored that somebody thought that, that I could get you. I was like, yeah.
Oh, that's so sweet.
So what I did was I outlined stroke and then I just pathfindered it all together because they are individual pieces. And then you can just go in and delete either the inner line or the outer line.
Alternating colors.
There it is. That's what it is.
Thank you, Zachary and Zach.
Oh, weird. It's not wanting to. I might need to actually double click in again. Oh, weird. It's not like, even though it says it pathfindered, it didn't. Oh, now it did. Okay. So then if I just direct select, it's still not pathfindered. Why? Why is it doing this? Let's see where it's missing. Doesn't seem. I have to just click in again. It's always fun. Oh, what's going on?
In typical technology fashion.
I know, it's
it won't
failing
do what
me.
it should do.
It is failing me big time. Oh, I think it's because, I don't know what it's because of, to be honest. Let's just keep going. Did it finally work? Why is it doing that? How am I gonna, I can fill it with the shape builder. We'll go shape builder, I think, right? Can I please? So we'll just select our whole thing. Oh, it's like still in pieces. Don't be a dummy.
Ronnie says if you combined it with the path/blend, you could have adjusted the last width of the brush and it would fill out.
Oh, right. Sense. But if I want a full fill, Ronnie, would it still be possible? That's a good. Okay, so I'm just going to select, I've got all of them selected and I'm going to go shape builder and we're just going to fix this. We're going to do a workaround. That's my life. Finding a workaround. Yep. Nothing is ever perfect. And poor Ronnie could be here for a month trying to explain to me how to fix it. And I know he could. Because Ronnie is he's like our IT. Yeah. Ronnie knows all. Everyone who was in the last stream knows. Ronnie knows all. Yes. Ronnie, we got to get you like a tips and tricks corner. Like tips and tricks with Ronnie. Yep. Okay, so that's how I'm going to do that. That's my background color. I probably didn't even need to do that one specifically, but it's okay. I'm just going to select all of these, get them out on their own group, and do the same thing, shape builder, and then I'll pathfinder it all together to be clean.
Michael Spazieri says you can live paint bucket and unite / merge them.
That's actually a good idea. You can do the paint bucket or the shape builder. That's a great idea. I used to use paint bucket, but then the stream taught me about shape builder and it's just so handy. I love it. So there's that. There's another one. I'm just kind of dragging it over. And then we'll do this last one. Let's see. Select this one. And shape builder. And I need to figure out, I know that there's a shortcut for shape builder and I know I'm still learning it. It's still new to me. And I'm not sure about that color, that alternating color yet, but we can always do something else once we have it all, the shapes we want. Okay, so move that to the front. So now we have our little radial. I'm just going to select all of those and, we've got something going on down here. And group them. And then I'll just double click in to get into that group. And I'm just going to make sure everything is centered on the both axes. Cool. Horizontal and vertical. Cool. So now we can drag it back onto our artboard and just paste it in front. And I think that's still grouped. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a clipping mask of the poster. So I'm just going to select that burgundy portion because I want to have a white border. I think that looks really nice. So I'm just going to copy that little rectangle. I'm going to Command F to paste in front, bring it all the way to the front, and then Shift select it with my radial group and go Command 7. And that is a clipping mask. Baby.
Bam.
Bam. Just like that. Got a clipping mask. So now I'm going to send that all the way to the back and then, oh gosh. Okay. Oh gosh. We should save. I'm just going to save.
And Command S.
And, okay, good. We still have it. Okay. So then I'm just going to go send that to the back and then, try to get it behind my phone. Oh yeah, look at this vibe.
Loving it.
What?
Loving it.
And then I just need to make another little, I don't want the radial to be going below the table end. So I'm just going to draw a little rectangle and fill that in with our dark color and send that backwards. Yeah. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Yeah, that looks dubious. Dubious. Oh, I keep doing the wrong thing here. And, oops. I'm just going to group my phone together because it all needs to be on the topmost layer. So I'm just going to group all that so that we don't have to worry about it anymore. The funniest thing is when I was looking for references for this rotary phone, Sears is still selling this phone. That is such a Sears thing to do. I thought Sears was gone. Haven't they been closing for 20 years?
They're never closed.
They're never closed.
They're always closing, but never closed.
Yeah, they're like that furniture outlet store.
Yeah.
It's could you just leave, please? Please just leave.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so now we've got this. Okay, so we do need to kind of figure out, there's kind of a cool ooh, okay. So now what I'm going to do, I don't know what I'm going to do. I keep saying now what I'm going to do, but let's get our dial K going. Dial K.
This is amazing.
Or maybe it goes. The hard part is it's so awkward the way he has it in the original. Mm-hmm. Tell me if this is legible. I'm just going to copy this and put it over here. And we're going to do the little bouncy thing. What's y'all's favorite 40s, 50s movie? For me, I love the old Westerns, of course. Love all the Hitchcock stuff. It's so good. It's kind of like a slow boil, kind of like the show we've been watching, Midnight Mass.
Midnight Mass.
Oh my goodness. Woo! It is so good. Woo! It's on Netflix.
Oh my gosh.
It's so good. You're kind of is this scary? And then all of a sudden you're you realize you've been clenching your teeth for 30 minutes because you're so tense with the thickness of the what's going on in this movie.
So good. The same people who did The Haunting at Bly Manor and Haunting of Hill House, which other two, you should just see all of them. They're incredible.
Really? Okay, I still haven't seen those ones yet, but I love this.
We're gonna rewatch them.
Director-writer.
Because they're so good.
I'm so excited. So what if we do this? But yeah, I love Hitchcock. It was all he had this thing called what is it called again? The MacGuffin. So his whole thing about creating tension and creating stress and creating making the audience be invested in the plot line was the MacGuffin, which was the reason that everything's going to go to shit in the end.
It's what drags the plot along, but isn't actually important.
But you kind of forget about it 5 minutes in. So it's like the bomb that you see at the beginning that's ticking down. It's kind of like in Die Hard. It's you know that there's a bomb going to go off, but you kind of forget all about that because it's all about
how to get there.
Yeah, John and what's Alan Rickman's character's name again?
That guy.
That one guy. The one guy.
The one.
But yeah, what have y'all been watching? I need new recs. And then I think I'm gonna make this kill. Oh, I'll make the kill bigger, but I want the quote to be the same size because I don't want just one big quote and one small quote. That could be awkward. So we'll separate these two into their own text paths.
Okay, RK Art does Casablanca.
For 50s movies, Casablanca is just, I mean, it's one of the greatest.
And then Erica says, Wizard of Oz is kind of creepy when you think about it, but I love it.
Oh, the Wizard of Oz is such, I love the songs. I love the dream world. Like, if it's definitely got a Hoodzpah color palette, which I got from them, of course, more than anything, but I love that, like, Technicolor.
Yeah.
Saturated.
Yep.
Color palette.
Yep. We have more. Okay. Riki says The Haunting of Hill House was great, but hella scary, so I haven't watched the others yet.
Riki, I was gonna bring
but it's so good.
It's so good.
You have to watch it with a friend, even on the phone.
So I really hate these outlines. I think this looks really awkward with this phone outlines like this. So I think I'm gonna just, you keep reading me off the things, but I think what I'm gonna do is create line segments instead of fully outlined.
Like highlights?
Yeah, like little highlights.
Okay, Christy Duffy, Kitty Foyle, 1940s Ginger Rogers.
Ginger Rogers.
Aiden Nolan, not sure they're 40s, 50s, but The Apartment, 12 Angry Men, and The Hustler are amazing.
Oh, The Hustler, that's not Paul Newman, right? But Steve McQueen, is that right?
And then Sean David, Hans Gruber.
Hans Gruber.
Hans, yep.
Sean David knows everything. Sean David, what would we do without you?
As well as M. Sadlow 88, same. Silver Vibe wants to know what mic we have. Oh, the sound is pristine and that's refreshing.
Is it? Oh, it took us a while. Can I tell you, the sound has been our greatest. Oh my gosh, so hard. But this is a Yeti Nano, and to be honest, you don't need, like, when we first started live streaming and trying to do some like fun content, we were like, at first we were like, we got to get everything crazy, like 4K. Well, what's it called? The camera that we have 4K, that's nice, the 5D or whatever. Like fancy 5D camera, we have to figure out how to use that. And I was like, I'm just going to get a webcam for like $200 that I know will be in focus. And we got this mic, which was the least expensive, but a step up from like the cheapest Yeti mic.
Or those little tiny ones you see on TikTok.
Oh, the tiny TikTok mics.
Which actually work really well.
So, but yeah, it's called the Yeti Nano, and I really love it. I think it does the trick just enough.
Okay, Bree Pointer, great show, but bummed about the ending. Which this, even just reading this in my mind, I'm like already upset.
Oh no, because we haven't got there yet.
I know, but bad endings, like, I can't handle that. Hopefully y'all don't get mad at that once you get there. I'd love to hear your opinion. Calling a Fabulous meeting on it.
Yes, let's do it. Okay, let's do a meeting.
Okay, Riki is watching Squid Games. Oh my gosh, that looks so intense.
All I'm hearing about. It is literally all I'm hearing about.
It looks really intense.
It does look intense.
Like part of me also wants to, but like a small part.
I'm like I get like really affected by movies to where like I feel like I lived it, Yeah. So I'm like, when it's a movie about just people having to be the most basest of human instincts, horrible.
Yeah.
I'm like
The Hunting, what was that one? We
tried to watch. It was like The Hunting or something.
Yeah. We stopped. Well, for one, it was boring. And for two,
it was dark.
It was dark.
It was real dark.
Paul Haggerty, The Maid on Netflix was incredible.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that yet.
I saw the preview.
Yeah, I saw the preview. Want to see it.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay. Jefferson Miller has been watching The Last Man on Hulu. We were watching that too.
That one's really good. I really like that one. We took a pause on it just because we were watching like Walking Dead and and like just all these like really dark,
and
sinister.
He also said, Walking Dead vibes. It has,
totally.
Yeah. Okay. Emily Penna says Fear Street on Netflix was also pretty dope.
That's right. Aaron said that too.
Okay. A lot of people are saying Maid, Casablanca.
Oh, as far as great 50s movies, yes.
That was Sean David.
Also,
it was 1943.
I love anything Humphrey Bogart. I love how back in the day, and this is even now, like Anya Taylor-Joy is such a unique like actress, and has her own like look. She's not trying to be like the typical pinup look, or I shouldn't even say pinup. I should just say like the typical like, what'd you call it? Like Instagram influencer look that everyone wants now. Mm-hmm. Like she's got her own look, and she's like, I just think that's so cool. And Humphrey Bogart was that way, like short, looked like pallid, like he had like smoked 5 cigarettes before breakfast, like very pallid.
Yum.
Yummy.
Oh, bye, Ronnie. Ronnie's leaving. Bye. Okay, so Rob Green says the red shoes is beautiful for all sorts of reasons. Okay.
Oh, I feel like I've heard of that. Yeah. What?
Yeah. Carrie Debenham says, have you watched Search Party? It's really funny.
I love Search Party. Oh my gosh. I was trying to get you guys to watch it. It's the one, I don't want to like do any spoilers, but it's got Ali Shock, I think her name is, but she's from Arrested Development. And it's got so many comedians that are so funny.
Oh no, I did watch some.
You did watch it?
The curly haired girl. Maybe,
yeah.
I remember. It was really funny. They're
so
like
funny.
Yeah.
And it does that thing of where like they're horrible people, but it's never a step too far to where like you don't understand like why they're doing it.
Right. Okay, yeah, I do remember that.
Okay, here's where we're at on our highlights. I might have done a few too many. I might kind of like lessen some of these secondary ones and just,
Yeah, Adam Wolf, Letterkenny, always. Yes.
Letterkenny's so funny. The pastor in that one, it cracks me up. And also the skids, they're so funny. Oh my goodness.
Oh, Leo T says, random comment. I've watched a few streams and I continue to be amazed by your trackpad skills. I can't work without a mouse or a Wacom, which Amy has all 3. And she is so skilled at the trackpad.
Oh man, but it is true because like I was starting to get like arthritis. I'm self-diagnosing right now,
but it's probably true.
I mean, I looked up at it, of course I WebMD'd it and I was like, my freaking wrists are killing me. And my friend Jed was like, you're doing the same motion too many times. You should get like something else. Like you have your iPad. You switch between your iPad and your computer. And I think that's really good.
Laptop, computer.
You got to do it all. So sometimes when I want to make like some fun little outlines of shapes, but I don't want to outline the full piece because it can tend to look kind of coloring book like sometimes.
Or like a sticker.
Yeah, like it just looks, like it takes it out of the moment too much. So sometimes what I'll do is I'll just copy the shape in front, turn it into an outline, and just cut up little pieces that would show through from the light. Like here. And then I'll just delete the rest. And then I'll just have like a really nice little highlight going on. Let's see if I do the right one. Let's see. Oh, I'm kind of in 2 things here. Okay, let's see. I feel like maybe this is a weird group. Yeah, this is somehow grouped.
Okay, Erica says The Bad Seed, 56, I think. Not enough credit given for scary children movie genres. I never saw that one, The Bad Seed.
Oh, is that like the one with Macaulay Culkin? Oh, is that the good son?
Oh, that's, right. And the other kid in that, I just listened to him on a podcast and he was saying that, yes, it's Macaulay Culkin and the other guy who was doing the podcast.
And the other guy. Forever he has always been the other guy. That sucks.
No, that's so funny. I'm terrible with names. It's like I can see his face clearly, but name, who knows? Okay, Raytron Studios 9 Perfect Strangers was surprisingly great. Didn't expect to get pulled into it as much as we did. I just started watching that yesterday, and I think it's super interesting. And it really has like Homecoming vibes, if you've ever seen that.
Homecoming's good.
Homecoming was super good. It has that like, it's like a little bit sinister, but also funny because like Melissa McCarthy's in it and some other funny people, but it's also very what's going on? Like I feel unsettled, like where you're like ha ha ha, but also what's gonna happen?
Totally. That was like that White Lotus. I was like, I don't know if I think I hate this.
Right? Like, am I supposed to be happy or sad?
Yeah,
but in that, but it's like it's better than that.
Okay, it's better than that. So I think there's an extra copy somewhere. Let's see.
Oh my gosh, Paul Haggerty. Speaking of pastors, The Righteous Gemstones.
Oh,
The Righteous Gemstones was so funny. Why didn't they pick it back up?
They canceled it?
Well, I haven't seen any new seasons.
Oh.
Yeah. And that was like, we watched it, a year ago or 2 years ago?
Right.
It was before pre-pandemic, I think.
It was. A lot of shows are just on like a weird break because of that. They're like just like a season behind.
Right.
So fingers crossed. Let's see. Actually, we should ask Grizzly Wheeler. He's a printer friend of ours from North Carolina. And, what's that guy's name from Righteous Gemstones? The main guy, Eastbound and Down. What was his name? Anyway, he lives in the same town. And so does Bill Murray.
What?
So I know, in North Carolina. So, and he does printing for them. And I'm like, oh my gosh, dream gig. Okay, so we've got that. Okay.
You're talking about Danny McBride?
Danny McBride. There it is.
Okay, I have to look up the bad son because I'm like... Okay. Seed. That's it, the bad seed. And the other guy is... Why not listed? Oh, okay. Okay, so there's another one. So there's a remake.
Of the Bad Seed. Everyone's doing a remake.
Rob Lowe.
Rob Lowe. Okay, Rob Lowe's podcast, by the way, is so good. He's
Rob
so
Lowe's
funny.
Is so good.
It's called, what's it called? Literally with Rob Lowe.
Okay.
From Parks and Rec. And he also has a Parks and Rec rewatch podcast with Alan Yang, who helped write the show, I guess, which is so funny. Everyone's doing rewatch podcasts now. It's really funny. So I think I'm going to copy my coil from my phone. I'm going to go Command-C and then Command-V to paste it back.
The Good Son. That's what it is. The Good Son, the Bad Seed. We're mixing those up. And that's what Macaulay Culkin was in with Elijah Wood, which was the podcast that I was listening to. Okay. So there's that.
I want to create a shadow on the wall. So I'm just going to kind of copy that coil and then just offset it a bit. And that creates like kind of a cool shadow. And I'm trying to think if the light was coming from, let's see, lighting is hard. I'm just going to go down, I think. I think it would be close to the wall where it comes over the edge, and then it would get further away as it goes down because the phone is three-dimensional. So we would do it like that, I guess. So this still needs a lot of work, but I think it's getting somewhere interesting, and I can at least keep moving on from here and start on the other ones, which is good because usually there's like a little receiver. So I'm just going to direct select just those top 2 anchor points and just round those to get my receiver.
Okay, yep. Erica, thank you for correcting us, and which I eventually came to through my internet searching of The Good Son, the Bad Seed. Paul Haggerty says, there's a season 2. It's coming out soon. Yay! Okay.
Oh, righteous?
Yeah, I'm excited. Okay, Bree Pointer. On the spooky vibe, what about Ratchet?
Oh, Ratchet.
That was so interesting.
I was very unsure on that.
Yeah, I couldn't get into it.
I couldn't either, and I wanted to.
Or she said, or even creepier, Mindhunter.
Oh, Mindhunter was messed up.
Okay.
That one was really hard to watch. And I even listened to a lot of like true crime podcasts, and I was like, dang, this is dark.
Okay, Rob Green, What We Do in the Shadows is the best. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. What We Do in Shadows is super fun.
So fun. Oh, yes. 100% yes. Me and Jen, are you also watching the newest season?
Yeah. I only am 1 episode in.
Okay. It's so funny.
I think it was best like that. Okay. So what we'll do is this will be the 2, we'll say John Doe. We'll put the 2 leads down here. And then we'll call this one a day. Well, I'll come back with the color because there is something wrong with the color and I don't know what it is. But I'd rather just like let it rise, like with dough.
Let it simmer.
Steep. But for now, that's good. And then maybe we'll put one more if there's like a long name or a short name to fill that space. Cool. And then we'll just bump that down, I think. Yeah, to fill that space a little better. And actually, if we think about the rule of thirds, I think this should be up a bit. So we'll just kind of give a little bit more space down here. I think I can just overall probably scale this down a bit, weirdly.
Yay. What We Do in Shadows, friends. Yep. Jessica loves Nandor. I love Nadia and Nandor. He's great.
Yeah, Nandor is so funny.
Emily Penna says Only Murders in the Building on Hulu. Yes, we're watching that too.
That one is so good.
Mm-hmm.
I loved that episode that was fully silent from the perspective of the deaf guy.
Kid.
Oh, that was so good. I love those kind of clever, like you haven't
use
seen
a different
before.
part of your brain.
Yeah.
You're like really paying attention.
I couldn't believe that I didn't even really notice that much. Like I was like, it was still so engaging, you know.
It's like when you read subtitles. You know, and you don't realize that they're not talking, that you're actually just reading it.
Totally. It's like, because we watched Dark for a while, and it was very much like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's better.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's kind of creepier, which is good. And then maybe I just switch the whole phone. Nah, we'll just see. I'll figure out a way to make it glow in some way. We'll just do the same trick with the edges. So we'll just go cut that and cut, I guess, that. And then it'll just create like a nice little edge so that we can see what's going on. Because there's purple on purple right now, so there's not much definition. And if it's zoomed out, if somebody's like looking at this on their phone or whatever, we want to make sure that they can see what's going on. So I'm just going to do that in probably the burgundy. I'll just actually eyedropper. And I have my eyedropper set to where it picks up the full appearance of whatever I've eyedroppered. So that's kind of handy. Just do that. And then this one, I think, is cut. Yeah, this one's cut too, so I'll eyedropper that. So it gives it the taper and it gives it my weight, which is so cool. I love that trick. Yeah, and that's just in your preferences. You can say eyedropper selects full appearance.
Wow.
I know.
Okay. Learn something new every time.
Every day. So yeah, that's already helping create some shape around here. So we'll just do the same for here. These, just going to command copy and paste in front. And then cut those. Get rid of that one. And eyedropper it. Cool. And then I guess, did I copy this one? I think I did. Just do the whole thing, I guess. Not that bottom thing. Eyedropper that bad boy. Cool. That should help. Yeah, that helps.
That helps.
Doesn't have to be crazy. And then I really hate this phone cord color. So we're going to have to figure that out, but I just not sure to what. Maybe it's just that it's too thick. I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
Yeah.
But we'll figure it out. All right, there it is. And you know what I'll do? I'll actually, I wish I had a better way to do this. I wonder if I could just stretch it. Yeah, I could just stretch it. And just go. I want there to be more space between these, but it's hard to do it manually because that would take forever. So I'm just going to stretch it. And I have my preferences set to where right now I'm having the strokes never change even if I'm warping a shape. I want the strokes to always stay 8 and 4 because I'm trying to keep consistency on my weight. So if I just, yeah, so it helps. Oops, command, paste in back. And then we'll just go down a little bit. And that should also help create a little bit more something. Cool.
Oh, yeah. Right, because as it hangs,
right.
It's pulling it.
It's pulling it, yeah. All right, so that's good for that one. That doesn't look half bad, to be honest, y'all. It doesn't look half bad.
Yep.
And, ooh, what we could do, just to add some interest, because Maddox was actually saying they might add an inline. So I'll just do a little inline here just to make the K kind of pop. It feels a little bit like it needs something. So we'll just eyedropper. I've got my strokes up here. I'll just eyedropper one of these. Oh, I'm using 5. That's right. Okay. And then draw a little inline. So I'll do this. Fun. What we do in shadows is so funny. I love Guillermo. I saw him. He's also in this other show that's like a musical. It's like Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist, which I liked the first episode. And then I was like, this is way too theater kid for me. It just got a little too much. And I love, there's this guy on TikTok and he's always doing these theater kid mock TikToks. He's so funny. I wish I could remember his name right now. I'll put it in the show notes. But trust me, I love theater kid energy. It's on its own level. But it got to be too much. Did you ever watch that show?
I watched it when you were watching it. That's it.
That's it, right?
I never watched it on my own.
Just was a little too saccharine sweet for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cool. I'm digging that. That's looking good.
Yeah.
And I might, I hate when that happens. It always zooms in on whatever you have selected. Yeah. But I might go ahead and update those highlights again in the future. But for now, we'll just leave it. It's good enough for now. We can figure the rest out later. So next we'll do, I guess, we have a little, we've already been doing this an hour and a half. I guess it's time to call it a day. Thank you. Yeah, let's just take a quick peek at where we ended up because we got really far today. I'm pretty stoked on that. It's not bad. Looking good. So that's one of our posters. We'll be doing 2 more and then I'll send it off to the client. But you can see if I just kind of move this stuff off to the side for now, I'm just going to pull down this artboard that had my other approved specimen on it. You can see how they go together. You know, the color is what kind of ties it all together.
Perfect.
And then what I'm going to do is bring in some of these like light elements, just put them like little lights at the top, and just try to bring in some of this brick element too. So I already saved my little brick element. I'll just bring it in here and throughout, and then that'll kind of like tie it together nicely, and it'll feel like it's all kind of part of the same thing.
So cool.
So yeah. And I started saving some of these elements of like brick patterns or palm trees. I'm always using these elements. And I was thinking, how cool would it be to make a little pack, a little illustration pack of like these handy little like scene builders. Yes. So I might have to do that, because look how handy that is. Like it just adds some interest already. Mm-hmm. So yeah, so that's where we ended up. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with us today. We had such a great time. Kyle, Patrick, Jordan, Emily, everyone, thank y'all for hanging out with us.
Thank you.
We're going to probably do this again either Thursday or maybe next week. I always say we're going to do it sooner than we do because life. But maybe Thursday. And we'll finish this up, send it off to the client, get some feedback. I might even finish this one on my own, and then we can start a new one next week. So yeah, if you liked the video, hit like, hit subscribe. We'll be back. It's the way that you can keep up to date with live streams coming up and anything we post. So wishing you full Netflix queue and strong Wi-Fi or whatever my sign off is. So I've already forgotten it.
That's the one.
See you next time, guys.